legends, welcome back to day 4 of the social takeover. We are almost finished, and I hope that you've got tremendous value in the hour and a half or so that you've spent through the last 3 days. So today is all about the messenger. We've talked about what to post on the feed. We've talked about what to post in the stories. We talked about how to create and set up your page, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. I know I gave the Instagram example. And then now we're going to talk about the messenger. The money is made in the messenger. Conversations come before commissions. Commissions never happen without conversations, right? Without conversations, right? Especially in the beginning. Some people will make money in their sleep, the holy grail of attraction marketing, but that takes years and years and years to get to, okay? So let's talk about it, okay? Now, the messenger is where followers become conversations, conversations become relationships, relationships become customers, team members. You cannot ignore the messenger. And most people in network marketing, they either never message anyone because they've been told that cold messaging doesn't work. It definitely works. Cold messaging is simply messaging someone who does not know you yet. Think about it. Your dad probably approached your mum. He did not know her yet. He spoke to her and ta-da, miracles happen and you're alive. You're here, right? So definitely be grateful for the cold messaging. People spam people. They sound robotic. They use copy and paste scripts. They panic in conversations. They overcomplicate it. They overthink it, or they sound too pitchy, too salesy. And when that happens, people get put off by messaging people, and then they stop doing it. And the goal really is for you to understand and realize that the messenger is not for convincing people, it's for connecting with people. When you have the intention for a commission, you lose. When you have the intention for the connection, you win. You've got to treat people like people, not like prospects. It's being a human first, network marketer second. All right? Your goal is not to close people, your goal is to understand people. And to understand people, guess what you need to do? Ask questions. The messenger is not for convincing, it's not for pressurizing, it's not for copy and paste pitches, it's not for desperation, it's for connection, curiosity, trust, identifying problems, and guiding people through to their solution. All right? Now, there are different people that you can message. I think there are about maybe 5 different people that you can message, sorry. Number 1 is you've got current friends and followers. So Facebook friends or Instagram followers, right? So the people who already follow you, already are friends with you. So many people come to me complaining, oh, I haven't got enough leads. I haven't got enough people to speak to. And I'll say, what percentage of your Facebook friends and your Instagram followers have you spoken to? Like 10%. Why are you so bothered with generating leads when you haven't even spoken to the leads you already have? Okay, oh, well, they would have asked me about my business already by now. No, they wouldn't have. They're waiting for you to reach out to them to feel important. Okay, number 2 is then you've got new friends and followers. All right, so the current friends you would go to reconnect, right? So if you already know them, you've spoken to them a while back, you would say, hey, Mary, how's it going? Been a while. If you haven't spoken to them because they're an Instagram follower, you would say like, hey, Sarah, noticed you followed me here on Instagram. Thought I would connect with you. How's things? New friends and followers, you would message them when you get the new friend and follower as soon as you can, if possible. Hey, Mary, great to be connected with you here on Instagram. You may or may not know, but I help network marketers win with social media. Is there anything I can help you with? If your profile is set up so clearly, then the followers you get from this moment will probably be someone who matches up to your who, or is someone who needs your help with what you help them with. So they might ask you questions. Some will, some won't, right? You can't control who replies to you, but what you can control is your activity, right? Then you've got the people who comment on your posts, okay? So obviously you reach out to them, whether it's on your content or it's a live or whatever, you would reach out to them and say, hey, Mary, thanks so much for the love on my posts. How are you, right? Then, this one's probably the biggest one that you'll probably start with if you're not having enough of the previous 4, is people who comment on other people's posts. Example of this, let's say that you are talking about mum-based content. You would go and find mum influencers, like mums who have influence and they have an already built audience of other mums. And then you would reach out and message people who are commenting on their posts. So you've got Mary. Mary's got 100,000 followers, and every time she posts her mum stuff, she has 100 comments of 100 mums who also are going, love this, so relatable, this is me, this happened to me. You would reach out to them. Hey, Sarah, saw a comment of yours on a post on Instagram about you being a mum of twins, me too, and then ask a question that's relevant that they actually want to answer, right? Like, what is a question that they actually want to answer? If you don't know, go use AI, go use ChatGPT. It will give you some great ideas. Icebreakers, they're called, okay? And then the last one, people you find. Right? People you find, maybe it's they've got active stories, maybe they've got content, maybe it's in the explore page on Facebook and Instagram, maybe it's in Facebook groups. There are loads of people that you can start conversations with. Now, there are 4 parts. Wow's that? That's a random squiggle. There are 4 parts to having a great conversation. Okay, this is like the core of this whole challenge, really. If you have more conversations, you'll make more money. Right? Yes, you need to set up your profile. You need to know what to post. You need to know what to do in your stories, but you really need to know what to do in the messenger to make them big money. All right? So part 1 is you need to start the conversation. Be the instigator, not the investigator. Instead of overthinking all the reasons why people aren't reaching out to you, starting a conversation, you need to be the reason why you start the conversation. Even if it feels weird, don't worry. To get a weird looking commission, which is super long, like a telephone number, you're gonna have to get over the idea that you're gonna have to do the weird work. Weird work brings weird commissions. Not doing the work brings not getting the commissions, okay? Right? The best way to start conversations are usually the most simple ones. So reply to people's stories, right? If people have got stories and you follow them, reply to them. Respond to polls, right? My favorite one, last story viewers. So this means if you've got like 4 or 5 stories, anyone who's watched the last one means they've watched all of them. Start conversations with these people, right? Update, like, how's your week going? How's your week going? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It's more like just reconnecting with someone, right? Let's say reconnecting. If someone's commented on your post, if you saw them on your live, right? Sorry. If you saw them on your live, wow, I can't spell saw. Imagine that says saw. All right. Maybe thought of you. I saw this post and thought of you, which is basically, you probably do this with your partners and your friends. Let's say you see a post and when you see a post and it makes you laugh or you get value from it, who are 5 people that you could share that post with that's not even your post and just have something attached to it? Like, oh my God, saw this dream home and thought of you. Oh my God, saw this mum with triplets and thought of you. Oh my God, saw this dad on doing a 10,000 step a day challenge and thought of you, right? So just whatever you can do to start the conversation is good. Or what about this idea? I don't really care what the idea is. I care that you start the conversation, okay? Then next one is you build a relationship, also known as rapport building, right? Building a rapport, right? So this is where people rush. Right, you've gotta slow down a little bit. In order to speed up, you've got to slow down. Okay, ask people, what do you do? Like, I call it Lord, but where do you live? Location. What do you do for a living? Occupation. What do you do in your spare time? Recreation. And what goals or dreams do you have? Right? Now, this one will feel weird. Like, what are your dreams? But the best way of doing it is, I know this is crazy, but I ask all of my social media friends this when I get to know them. What's like the number one thing you want to have achieved by the end of the year? Or what's the number one thing you want to have achieved in the next 12 months? Right? Get them thinking, right? Get them thinking about goals, but also it helps you identify. If anyone goes, oh, I don't know, then they're probably not goal oriented, and they're probably not going to be a right fit for your business. If they say, you know what, in 12 months I'm going to be 40 years old and I want to go on a cruise with my closest family members to celebrate, so it's a memory we'll have forever, right? Other things that you could ask: what frustrates you? What interests you? What are you excited about? There's so many questions you can do instead of, how are you? Right? Remember, people don't care what you know until they feel that you actually care. All right? Very important to build rapport. Right, number 3. This is where if you're not stuck with 1 and 2, then you're definitely stuck with 3. If you're not stuck with 3, it's because you're not doing 1 and 2, right? And this is what we call the transition. Going from starting a conversation and chit chat, I call it ping pong, right? So we start the relationship, ping, they reply back, pong, ask another question, ping, they reply back, pong, ping, pong. Once we ping pong, ping pong, ping pong 3, 4, 5 times, then we can transition, right? You can do the transition before if you want. You're just probably going to get a lot of people ignoring you, a lot of rejection, and a lot of nothing back, okay? This is usually the step that people find it awkward. They overthink it. But the transition should feel quite natural. And if you have a high level of belief, you will probably find that this is a lot easier than if you don't have a high level of belief. Because you're thinking, oh, I'm being pushy, I'm being salesy. So this is the part where I call the mosquito pitch. Because it's got to be a pitch that gives you an itch, right? So I know it feels weird because you're not going to pitch them fully, but you're going to give them something that kind of makes them, I need to know what it is. So instead of you just saying like, oh, like, do you want to make money online? You would say, just curious. Hey, Mary, I had to ask. I'm just curious. Would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing system to make money online? No worries if not. Just thought I would ask. Right? Another one. Have you ever? Right? There used to be a drinking game called Have You Ever, right? Have you ever thought about, right? Hey, Mary, I had to ask, have you ever thought about adding an extra income stream to your family, to your household? Just wanted to ask, no worries if not. Right? Next one. Mary, would you be open to? Sorry, that's a bit of a mess there. All right, would you be open to? Hey, Mary, would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing system if I sent it over to you? No worries if not, just thought I'd ask. Right? It's not like a direct pitch where you're sending like a 15-minute video to them without them asking. You're not sending this giant paragraphs where you're trying to detail it all. You're not trying to do this hard close. You're just asking for their permission to continue the conversation. Because here's the thing, guys. There are closed doors and there are open doors. Imagine that a door is closed. You would not go up to the door to open it to then just close it for the sake of it. But if the door is closed, if the door is open, then you can close it. Too many people are worried about, oh, I hate closing. Then go and find the people who are open to being closed. So if you say, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information? Or, hey, Mary, have you ever thought about adding an income stream? Or, hey, Mary, would you be open to adding an extra income stream to your family if it only took 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, an hour a day, right? They say, yeah, sure. They're open. And once they're open, you can keep them open until you close them. Meaning follow up, follow up, follow up. Here are some of the notes that I made as well, right? Take a screenshot of that if you want. Current friends, followers, new friends, followers, comment on posts, comment on other people's posts, people you find. Start by replying to stories, responding to polls, last story viewers, how's your week going, which is reconnecting. Comment people who have commented on your post. Your people you saw on your live. You thought of, like, this one's really good, by the way, if you've not done that one before. Thought of you, right? The relationship, location, occupation, recreation, dreams, what frustrates you, what interests you, what you're excited about. You can just pick a few of them. You don't have to do all of them, but the idea is to ping pong, right? I message, they message, I message, they message, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, and then you look to transition with a mosquito pitch. A pitch that gives you an itch. All right. Okay. Number 4, invite. All right. Number 4, invite. Simple, casual, confident. Here are some examples. I think you'd actually love this. Want me to send over some information? Would you be open to taking a look? How can I see it? Like, how can we see if this is a fit for you? But here's the kick. When you have started, built the relationship, transitioned, and they've said yes, what you're really doing in the invitation is you're qualifying. This is what you're really doing. When someone says yes, you plant the seed on the surface. And usually when you plant seeds on the surface, the next day when you come to water them, they're gone because the birds have taken them for food for their baby birds. So what you need to do is when someone says, yes, I'm open to seeing how I can add an extra income stream, or yes, I'm open to looking about that system. Yes, I would love to see the video. You simply ask the question. This is yes, by the way. These are all the people who have said yes. You simply ask the question, before I send it over, I just want to make sure we're not wasting each other's time. Why are you interested? Why would you like more information? They say, I don't know. The harder you qualify, the easier the close. So they say, why? Oh, because right now I just need to make some extra money. I need to make some extra money. Well, how much more money do you need? $400 a month. Great. And how quickly do you need to make that? In the next 3 months. And what will life look like when you make that 300, 400, 500 extra a month in the next 3, 4, 5 months? Oh, incredible. Well, now, fantastic. We've got someone who, when we follow up with, we're not going to talk about, hey, what did you think about that presentation? So then they go, I need to think about it, right? We're going to ask them, do you see this vehicle as a solution to you being able to earn that extra $400 or $500 a month in the next few months so that life can look how you said it looked, right? You qualify, you're a great example, you're a great prospect for this. I'm going to send the information and let's catch up tomorrow. Great. Happy days. It's easier than you think it is. You say, oh, Frazer, you make it sound so easy. It is very, very straightforward. It's very, very simple, but you will overcomplicate it. And you will think, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. The idea is to mess it up. The idea is to break it and then put it all back together. That's where the value is. All right? The goal of the conversation is not the sale. The goal of the conversation is simply to take things to the next step. Very important. The goal of the conversation is not the sale. It's just to get them to the next step. Sometimes the next step's more trust, a voice note, a call, watching a video, reconnecting later, many, many different things. All right. So one top tip as well, before we go to our guests here, is don't be afraid of using voice notes, especially if you have high energy, you're very clear in how you speak, and you have good voice note etiquette. Voice note etiquette is voice notes that are straight to the point. They are short and snappy, and they're high energy. You don't want to send 12 5-minute voice notes. You just don't want to do it. So if you have high energy and you're straight to the point, you know exactly what you want to say, use voice notes. If you're like, hi, Sally. I just wanted to send this voice note with you. 1 second, Sally. Steve, can you look after the kids for a second? They're going crazy. I'm sending a voice note to Sally. Sorry, Sally. Anyway, where was I? Sorry. Oh, sorry, long day, Sally, long day. Right? No, it's got to be, hey, Sally, I had to just drop you a voice note. I am so freaking fired up about the idea that we're now connected and we're friends. Curious, Sally, do you keep your options open when it comes to making extra income? No, I just had to ask because you're just such a cool person. I love your vibe. I love your energy. Anyway, no worries if not. I just had to ask. It's personable. It's human. It builds trust faster. It conveys your energy and it separates you from everyone else. But if it's going to be long-winded, don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Now, the biggest mistakes people make before we bring in our guests, and then we're going to go into an action step and all that fun stuff. Biggest mistakes that people make. Pitching too fast. Right? Just pitching way too fast. Talking too much. Remember, you've got to be interested, not interesting. Right? You've got to be interested in them instead of interesting. If they're talking less than you, problem. all right? They've got to be talking more than you. Let them talk. Just breathe through it, right? Needing the outcome, like you need the answer, give me the answer. Copy and paste energy, taking rejection personally, trying to win people and messaging without building social media, right? You'll find that people who struggle on social media with the messaging is because they're not creating consistent content. If you're just messaging and people are coming onto your profile and not seeing that you're updating social media, they're going to think, hang on a minute, you want to help me make money online, but how are you making money online? Because you're not even posting. Right? Or if you are, you're posting like here and there. It's not clear that you've got the proof. And when you haven't got the proof, they haven't got the evidence. And if they haven't got the evidence, their belief level goes down. A lot of people, the old school people, they come to me and go, oh, well, social media doesn't really work for me. It's because they're not doing the messaging and promoting a message. Okay? Anyway, hope you got value from that. Right now, we're going to go over to my friends. They're actually based in Germany, but they're living in Barcelona right now. They've just had a baby. I think the baby's like 3 weeks old, little baby boy. They are incredible, building an amazing movement across and around Europe with their company. They do such a great job individually and together on social media. They have 3 accounts between the two. Florence has an account, Andreas has an account, and then they have a couple's account. Each has different roles. They build very differently. Andreas is very like in the messenger, goes deep. Florence is very much in like with her content and goes wide. And it's really a really great conversation. So I hope you enjoy our conversation with the amazing Florence and Andreas. All right, guys, how's it going?
Good. We're having a baby.
Yeah,
That's new.
4 weeks ago. Well.
Yes.
Nearly 4 weeks. Nearly 4 weeks now. Oh my God, that's so.
Also learning. Yeah, he's learning with us.
Can you imagine like how much he's like picking up and like I've been in that situation, so he's very very blessed, that's for sure. So you guys, as I mentioned to the rest of everyone tuning in, these guys do such a great job on social media and have done for quite some time now. And today's topic is all about the messenger. So I guess the first question I have for you guys, and just so you all know who's watching, there's zero preparation. They don't know the questions I'm going to ask. They haven't planned. We literally decided like 4 minutes ago which topic they would talk about. But when it comes to operating inside of the messenger, how do you have like conversations? Like, where the majority of your conversations are coming from? Are you attracting people? Are you reaching out to people? Like, how does that look on a day-to-day basis?
So I would say like she has much more conversations than I do. And I think if you think about a team, you can think about yourself and also about your team members. Are you the one who have a lot of conversations? Or are you the one, you have little conversations? And it's basically the same structure, I would say, but a little bit different. So you have to be much more individual, the less conversations you have. And if you have so many people who want to talk to you, then you can be a little bit more picky. You can make it a little bit more optimized, I would say. And how to start conversations, there are different ways. So like always new followers is a good thing. Like you say hello to every new follower. And if you have a good positioning, like a good niche, a good topic, it's much more easier to say hello and ask them a question straight to the topic you have, because like it's congruent. So that's like the way you set up your profile already can help you start conversations.
Yeah, so I think like the general thing is the attraction part. You attract the people from your content, and then they follow you, and then you send a welcome message and you start a conversation. Andreas is very stronger than me in like picking out the right people and just going really deep with them. And I'm more like the attraction person and doing it. Okay, I filter the people and then I work with those or talk deeper with those that really like want to have more information. But you can do both, depending on what you prefer and how you want to do your social media. So you can also kind of look out for people and say, okay, this person looks interesting, or we'll start a conversation, just like do relation to their account, and then just write them a message and start a conversation with that and go really deep on this. So those are like probably the options that we also use, like to talk to people and also find new people.
What she does really well, because she has a health brand, but also every Sunday she posts a reel about her business, but not directly about the business, about the freedom she gained, about the tough times when she was an employee, because she is basically crushing network marketing in 5 years. So she had a job before and she never was doing social media before. But every Sunday she sticks to it, that she is like more about the lifestyle, about the business, about traveling. And then sometimes she has like a call to action, hey, put a palm tree in the comment. And everyone who puts a palm tree in the comment who wants to live a more free life, like she can use ManyChat or she can do it by herself, or the virtual assistants, like, because now we're having like a bigger following, a bigger team, you can use everything. But the more you use virtual assistants, AI, ManyChat, the less the conversation will always be. And to set it up, if you don't learn it by yourself, you will never set it up correctly. So please put in the hard work.
Yeah, in the beginning, you should like do it by yourself. I was always doing it by myself, all the comments, and just talking like to so many people, and also,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, welcoming like the new people by myself until I started to delegate it. But that's actually what helps you to really kind of learn also to do the conversation, which is very important in the beginning.
So then you start conversations with people who you think would be a good fit, right? Like Andres is more picky, so maybe he's looking at people and going like, oh, they match our style, they match our energy, they match our vision, our mission. You've got the people who follow you. Obviously, there's people who've got 100 followers, then there's 100 people to start a conversation with. They have 1,000 followers, there's 1,000 people, and then obviously the new people who start to follow you. What about like the comments? So obviously, let's think when you started, you post a video, you post a photo or a series of photos, whatever. Were you or are you going into the comments and then going like, then messaging those people saying, hey, thanks for like, how does that look?
I think like for her, like she did always the hard work. So like the thing is, okay, you post the content, and before the content, you do some engagement. Like you do comments, you talk to people, and you accelerate like the possibility of viral content by being active, really active with the people. And then you post it and then you do it afterwards. Right now, she doesn't have to do it anymore. But if I'm not having like a good streak on social media, I have to do it. Like, so
also messaging people that liked your post. That's what I've been doing, getting as many conversations in as possible, because the new conversations are the ones that really count. So people that liked your post, I was thanking them for their likes. People that watched the story, I was contacting each and every one of them, everyone who was commenting, just thanking them for their comment and kind of starting the conversation with them.
And what I see, because we have a lot of people who crush social media, is sometimes the bigger the following is, the bigger the reach is, the less customers you have. And that's really crazy, because then you forget to reach out to the people, to be really emphatic. And like the funny thing is, like sometimes you really have people that have a big following, and then they have a follower, and the follower really tells you in the bio, I'm looking for a second income, which I can do from everywhere. And you are doing it, but because you have so many people who are talking to you, you don't even read it. You don't be aware of it. And I would say that's my skill. Like, I would say, okay, I screen the people, I see what they are up to, I ask some questions, and Florence for sure is too, but I have to do it more because I don't have so many conversations. So I say, okay, what are you up to? Oh, why do you want to do that? Okay. So like after you started the conversations, I like to go to the really deep dive. And when you go to the deep dive, if you have the time, you can sometimes, that's like, I can just imagine the times before social media, I was having coffee dates, like I was driving somewhere, I was walking somewhere, and then I was sitting with the people, like the plan was 30 minutes, but then it was so nice and they didn't want to go, and then it was 1 hour, and I said, oh yeah, I like it too, but yeah, you were not really productive sometimes. And so with social media, like if you don't have many leads, but you like people, you can play the messaging game.
Yeah.
Or you can say, hey, I'm walking 30 minutes to the gym. You just want to jump on a call. And then the call is about getting to know them. And then I said, oh, you told me this, and that. That's actually right. write the thing I'm doing. And if you're open for something, I could send you like a video where you can find out more. And then afterwards, when I go back from the gym, the next 30 minutes, I can just call you back. Would you have the time to watch it? So that's an idea. And I see many people who were crashing it on social media, and then they having like a little dip, because right now, 2026, social media is changing. Then they don't know how to do it like the individual game. And that's something just like, even if you crash it on social media, to sometimes go back to this will help you also to do the automatic part better. So the hard work will always pays off, and we're in the business where it's about the people.
And work about your like conversational skills also. Like the more conversations you have, or like the more you try hard with the conversations, the more you learn about how to do the conversation better, the communication. And I also learned it, like I was doing too much, then I was doing too less, and then I found the way in between. But like I had both, you know, people that ghosted me, and I was like, why? And then like then I was doing too much, and so you can learn the best if you really like go also deep into the conversation, get to know the people.
This is awesome, because I think it's so like, it's finding your style. It's also finding like the reality of how big your following is. I think it's great that you mentioned big following doesn't mean big number of customers, because it's true. I think a lot of people think, oh, I need to have 1 million followers before I can, you know, start getting hundreds and hundreds of customers. You don't. And I think the conversational side is having a conversation is actually probably one of the biggest skills in network marketing, because it transfers into your relationship, into your friendships, into your mentorship and your partnership as well. So for the people who are watching, then like when they start, they need to just do the dirty work. A lot of reaching out to people to match their niche, as well as the content, of course. Then they start getting comments, and they now start conversations with the comments. Then they start getting new followers, start conversations with the new followers. And then when they get to a stage where their content is getting 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 300 comments, then they can set up things like ManyChat, right? So you guys currently use ManyChat, and it helps start the conversation, right?
Yes, so that's what we set up. We set up ManyChat just to do the initial conversation, and then we take over the conversation. Like,
yeah, that's really important. Like when there's always times like right now there's some things that work really, really good on social media where you can really explode, but for a lot of people it gets more tough. And when you start working with like ManyChat, I saw many people who like they set up like a flow: first message, second message, third message, and this killed their whole conversation. So you need to be really aware, like maybe the first, for some people it works even with the second, if they provide just free things and people just want it, and later on they take over. But right now we like, if we have like a special program, we set it up for the special program. If we have like we always try to get new followers straight to our email list, so we give them something for free, so we're not relying on just on one platform. We serve all platforms basically, but Instagram is our favorite, but because we created something that fits the niche, and that's what all people in the niche want. We get the people to give us their email. So that's really important, I would say.
Yeah, because it's another way to have conversations as well. It's the inbox is another messenger tool. I think it's so funny that people go, oh, email's dead, but we need to, in this space, in our space, we need to move from from algorithm based to notification based. Algorithm is depending, like, please let them see my post. Notification is they are going to see my face no matter what every day. So you wake up in the morning, you check your phone, and there's an email from Andreas, there's an email from Florence. Even if they delete the message, doesn't matter, they've seen your face. They've seen your name. And when they see your name, you're top of mind. And
I see your name every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. For those of you guys who don't know as well, I haunt Andreas's dreams with my paddle skills. So he sometimes wakes up with cold sweats. Florence texted me the other night, 3 o'clock in the morning, saying, Andreas is waking up with cold sweats again. He wakes up, no, Frazer, no.
Don't play the law. Don't play the law.
Exactly. There's a kid, there's a baby there. Guys, this has been such a great insight for this first part. I'm excited to ask you. So I want to go deeper on some questions as well in a minute about how you use ManyChat and the conversation flow. But again, I just want to say thank you from behalf of everyone who's tuning in. This is just, for me, my big takeaway is that what Florence actually said about new conversations are the ones that count. I absolutely love that, because I think sometimes we can get too caught up in the idea of, oh, well, I've got 12 people who have been having conversations. I'll wait until they join before I start new ones. And we can't play the waiting game. So again, guys, thank you so much. And I look forward to the next part. All right, guys, welcome back. I hope that you got value from that interview, and I hope you've made notes as well following what I've talked about with the start, the relationship, the transition, and the invite/qualify, which is super, super important. I would probably say it's more qualify than invite, because invitation is the permission, and the qualifying is going deep, right? So by now, you already know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the All Access Pass, because this is your opportunity to invest in yourself in something that you can repeat over and over and over again. If your goal is to become a full-time network marketer, a network marketing professional, you should be consuming more network marketing-based content than any other content. If you're consuming YouTube and Netflix and all this other stuff, right, more than network marketing-based content, then you're doing the wrong thing, because that tells me that you want to be entertained more than trained to become a professional. Treat it as university, and it's nowhere near $10,000 per term, right? It's a very affordable price, which you'll see. You get the full recordings, you get the behind the scenes interviews, you get the live Q&A sessions with the recordings, and you get the legendary social media AI chatbot, which gives you all the answers and all the clarity on everything that you need to succeed when it comes to social media. All of my content from all of the years, my books, my videos, my courses, this challenge, all uploaded into the AI chatbot. So any questions that you have about your niche, about a posting plan, about what to say, about what to post, what to do, how to handle different things on social media, you are going to have the answers. All right. Now, the behind the scenes, we've interviewed Leah, Lorena, Angie and Lou, Florence and Andreas so far. And then tomorrow we interview Michelle Churchill, who is an absolute legend on social media. Leah talked about how do you use AI, how do you use Canva effectively, how do you decide the look and feel of your social media, how did you let the real you out. Lorena talked about the secret way to show your day-to-day life so it inspires the team as well as the outside world, how to create attractive content, how to use the highlights feature, how to start conversations with people who are watching your stories. Angie and Lou talked about how to create content to raise awareness around the problem you solve, the hidden trick to a magnetic bio, how to recruit more people with social media, a 3-part killer social media system, what to do with the link in your bio, how does the virtual coffee meeting work, and then Florence and Andreas talked about the special 7-step messaging framework, an incredible AI messaging app that they use. How do you keep track of all the conversations, and how are they using social media as a couple? Just including the behind the scenes interviews, just the 4 of the 5 of them, there's 18 different strategies, right? And it's not overwhelming at all, right? You'll see that each interview is like 20 minutes each, and it's bam, 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 bam. No waffle, no nonsense, just straight to it. Right, action step before we go. And remember, tomorrow is our last day and we talk about the system that scales. So how to build the business in 15 minutes a day, like a routine. You're going to absolutely love it. All right. Action step, 10 conversation challenge. So today, I want you to reply to 10 stories, right? So 10 people's stories. Start 10 conversations. Ask the question that we talked about. No pitching. All right. So either go and find 10 people who've got a story and reply to each 10 to start a conversation, or start 10 conversations with your Facebook friends or Instagram followers. Look to ask questions. Just get comfortable asking people questions. Don't overcomplicate it. Use what I've talked about in this and repeat this video as much as you want until the countdown hits 0, then it's gone forever. And remember, People don't join because you pressured them. People join because they felt understood, because you were actually interested. Andreas doesn't call it small talk, he calls it deep talk. Too many people go, I hate small talk, then start falling in love with deep talk, because at some point, to become a network marketing legend, you're gonna have to get good at deep conversation. If you avoid them, you're gonna struggle. All right, so super excited for day 5. The value in this challenge is insane. I thought it was gonna be 20, 30 minutes a day, and it ends up being like 45 minutes each day. Anyway, big love to each and every single one of you. Kisses, and I'll see you on the last day where we finish strong. Okay, big love. Bye-bye.
på. Hvad? Tror du ikke lige, det bliver optaget den mega skid, du lige slog der?